Namaste everyone here at booktube. Welcome to my channel Hamsavahini Vajra Astra. I'm Ahuna. Today's video is going to be a book review which I would like to do on one of the books which I recently read in the month of September 2020, which is Fierce FairyTales and Other Stories to Stir Your Soul. As you can see, it's a beautiful book. This is a hardbound copy which I have, and it's beautifully illustrated right from the front to the back and the spine, as well as there are beautiful illustrations which are present. Let me show you some beautiful illustrations over here. So this is one of the books which I read this September, and it was published in the year 2018, and it has been written by Anita Gill. Now, after reading this book, I have penned down some of my thoughts in a few pages which I'll be referring to. Now, the genre that this can be categorized under are three. First, myths and legends, or mythology and legends. Second, it can be categorized under poetry as well, and under gender studies. Now, about the author, Anita Gill is a British Indian poet and a writer, and she has a master's degree at the University of Creative Arts from the south of England. She is also the ambassador of National Poetry Day, and she makes regular appearances in BBC, contributing especially to Women's Radio and BBC Asian Network. Now, I arrived at this book while participating in a few of the readathons which were held in September 2020 on booktube, which were FairytaleAThon, which was the first readathon, and second was MagicalSeptember. So I have posted a link to the respective announcement videos, as well as their host the videos which were contributed by the hosts of these readathons. So in case, in the description box below, so in case if you're interested or curious, you could definitely click on those links. It will take you straight to the respective readathons as well as the announcement videos of the various hosts. Now, coming back to this book is an anthology of fairy tales of Hans Christian Andersen, but with a feminist twist. So it's an empowering collection of folklore and tales which are still evergreen, but with a glimmer of strength fused in the honey-filled delight of the original tales. So we do find Little Red Riding Hood more powerful, and we do have the step-sisters and stepmother, their perspectives from Cinderella's story, and once you read their perspective, you would definitely agree that yes, they were what they were, and they were rightfully behaving as they should. So it gives the background situation which we do not really see in the original fairy tales. Now, it's just viewing the fairy tale from another side. So they look like villains to us, but maybe they are not the villains actually. Now, it's a little spark of inspiration which you would see even if the times are dark, and how through the same fairy tales you would get up and empower yourself with wisdom and clarity. Now, in my opinion, words to express the beauty of this book and the flow with which this book has been gently meandering to is something which I probably cannot put in simple words. So what I think would be the best would be for me to take short excerpts or just read out the first three poems which have been written, so that you can get a hint of the flavor of this particular book. So the first little poetry which we have over here is A Universal Truth. It reads as: we all have storms and stories inside our star-made bodies that even the night sky cannot hold. This is why we are on this earth, to learn how to love each other, to learn how to love and hold ourselves. So this is one of the poems which I really liked. The second poem which I liked is Once Upon a Time. So this is how it goes. Once upon a time, matter dreamed up an idea. It was a small, hopeful dream, a thought with the wings of the fairy. But as with all things full of hope, it would be terribly difficult to birth. Several events needed to come together in the millisecond of the time it took to build Earth. It depended on a 1 in a 10 raised to 2,685 1,000 times chance of existing, a 1 in 20,000 chance meeting two beings, an ancestral heritage that goes back 4 billion years, all the way to single-celled organisms, and only then can this idea be so finely crafted into a gift with actual presence. Imagine how much the universe must have loved this thing to make it happen. Imagine how many stars gave up their hearts to bring this into a fluid motion. Does it make you curious? Make you wonder what could be so marvelous? That idea, it was you. You are the universal's fairy tale come true. This is so beautiful. There is another one which I'd like to read, and this is the last one because I don't really want to spoil the entire rhythm of reading for the new reader, because this is something which I would like you to read and to, you know, imbibe or yourself into, so, or just have a feel of the flow of this entire book. So the other one which I really loved was Once Upon a Time, which is part 2. But the universe never promised you this would be easy. After all, you are the hero here, and the heroes are meant to be forged golden from the blaze. It is up to you to rise again from the fragmented shards your foes left of you. You must lift the sword with reborn strength and take on the demons in your ribcage. You must devastate the chains every violent person has brutally placed on you, and you must show them all how they were simply characters in your story. But you are the author of this spellbinding tale built of hope and bravery. Out there may be monsters, my dear, but in you still lives the dragon you should always believe in. So these are some of the tales, not the tales, but these are the kind of poetries which are there in this book. There are also fairy tales, and it's really remarkable at the twist which it has taken. So I had a really empowering experience after reading this book, and it was in such a beautiful way that I really would love to, not of course now, but I would really love to read such fairy tales, and which is why it's called Fierce FairyTales, probably once in the weekend. So this is something which we all should do. So these are some of my thoughts on this particular book, which is Fierce FairyTales, and other stories to stir your soul. So let me know once you read this book, and just let me know your thoughts about this book, because I'd love to know more. And in case if you have the time, do please also create a video response to this video, or leave your views and opinions in the comment section below. And with this, I would like to wrap up this video. It's been a very short video because I don't really have much to express in this book. It's actually too beautiful for words to describe it. So I will be wrapping up this video. Thank you for joining me, and have a good reading week ahead, and namaste.